Hey there, dog owners in Rancho Cucamonga. You and I both know that life here is meant to be spent outside. So to help you and your furry best friend make the most of it, we're going to cover everything you need to know to find that perfect trainer. You know how it is. Life in Rancho Cucamonga is active, right? From the bustling Pacific Electric Trail to all our great local parks. Good training is what makes sure your dog can join you confidently and, politely, whether you're navigating the crowds at Victoria Gardens or just taking a nice, peaceful walk around the neighborhood. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Before you even think about signing up for a class, you really need to understand a trainer's core beliefs and, of course, their qualifications. Now, when you hear positive reinforcement, it's not just about being nice to your dog. It's actually a science-based method that's been proven to create real, lasting changes in behavior. This whole approach builds trust, and honestly, it just makes your dog want to work with you. That's the real key to long-term success. I know, these letters can look like a bit of an alphabet soup, but they're your best guide to finding a genuine expert. A CPDTK, for instance, has passed a really tough exam on training theory and practical skills. And if you're dealing with something more complex, like fear or aggression, seeing something like an IABC-DBC or CBCCKA tells you that trainer has some serious specialized knowledge in animal behavior. All right, next up, let's break down the different ways training is actually done. The right format for you is really going to depend on your dog's personality, what you're trying to achieve, and, of course, your own lifestyle. So let's look at the two most common choices. Group classes, they're fantastic for practicing focus around other dogs and people, and yeah, they're usually more affordable. But on the other hand, if your biggest headaches are happening at home, the barking at the doorbell, the jumping on guests, private lessons give you a totally customized plan, right there, right where the problems are actually happening. Now, for those of you who might need some more intensive help, there are these two options. Day training is pretty cool because a professional does a lot of the heavy lifting during the day, but you're still involved and you learn how to keep up the skills. Then there's board and train, which provides this totally immersive environment that can get you results fast, and it's often the best bet for more significant behavioral issues. All right, let's get down to the brass tacks. What's this all going to cost, and what are the local rules you've got to know as a dog owner here in Rancho Cucamonga? So here's a snapshot of the typical investment for 2025. As you can see, a round of group classes might run you a few $100, while a big board and train program is obviously a much more significant investment. This should help you set a realistic budget for whatever your goals are. Knowing the local rules is just part of being a responsible dog owner. The big ones for us here in Rancho Cucamonga and San Bernardino County are keeping your dog leashed, making sure they're up to date on their rabies shot and licensed, and managing that nuisance barking. And good training, well, it helps with all of these. And hey, when we're talking about leashes, this is the magic number. A standard 6-foot leash is what you're going to need for city trails, for parks, and pretty much any public community space. It gives your dog a little freedom, but make sure you're always in control. So, you've done your research, you've narrowed down your options. Now it is time for the most important step, the consultation. This is your chance to really interview a potential trainer. Being prepared with the right questions is going to help you feel so much more confident that you're picking the absolute best professional for your dog's unique personality and needs. Here are the essential questions you've got to ask. First, you want to really understand their methods and credentials. Then, ask them how they're going to tailor the program specifically to your dog. It's also really important to ask how they measure progress and what you'll be expected to do between sessions. Your involvement is absolutely essential to your dog's success. Okay, so once you've started training, you're going to need places to practice. And luckily for us, Rancho Cucamonga has some fantastic spots to put your dog's new skills to the test in the real world. Central Park's Dog Park is an awesome fenced-in space. It is perfect for safely practicing skills like recall, that all-important come command, and teaching your dog how to greet other dogs and people calmly. It's also a great place to work on a solid leave-it with all those new smells and drop toys around. The Pacific Electric Trail. Think of it as your real-world classroom for leash manners. This trail is popular, so it has real challenges like cyclists, joggers, and strollers. Practicing here teaches your dog to walk politely right by your side and to stay focused on you instead of pulling toward every little thing that goes by. Tijuana Creek Park gives you another fantastic, controlled place to work. You can focus on having your dog stay calm and listen to you, even with all the excitement of other dogs playing nearby. Here's a tip. Try practicing a settle on a mat just outside the fence before you go in, just to build up that impulse control. When it's all said and done, it really comes down to this. Finding a great trainer who uses effective, humane methods and then applying those lessons consistently, that's what transforms your dog into a well-behaved, confident partner. A well-trained dog makes everything easier, from a quiet night at home to a walk through Victoria Gardens or a visit with friends. Best of luck on your training journey.